Hey, how you doing today? I'm Coach Ryan Family from the VIPAR Pit. Today I want to talk to you about food choices. No, we're not here to talk about my daughter's awesome jump rope record of 22 jumps in a row, but that's staying on Daddy's whiteboard and it's not coming down, so you're gonna have to deal with it, okay? We're gonna talk about food choices and how to pick the right foods for your goals. A lot of times certain foods get labeled as bad because most of the general population probably shouldn't be eating them. So most of the recommendations you hear on what food you should eat are made for people who are trying to lose weight, because a lot of times those people are the ones that struggle the most with making the correct food choices for their goals. But I had a consult this week that reminded me I should probably talk to the other people as well, people that struggle to gain weight or put on lean mass, because sometimes choosing the wrong foods is hampering them there too as well. So we have our foods that we want to eat predominantly nutritious foods that deliver proteins, fats, carbs, antioxidants, fiber, and good nutrients to support our body. It's no secret that you won't perform well if you just eat a ton of junk food all day. It's not good for your health, it's not good for your body. So within the category of foods that nurture you though, there are foods that are more filling and foods that are less filling. Someone that is trying to lose body fat wants to focus on foods that fill them up for the amount of calories they eat so they don't eat as much. The opposite is true for some people that are trying to gain weight. So I had a consult this week with a guy who eats really healthy, but he's got a fast metabolism as it is. He's super active and his workouts are brutal, okay? So for him, eating the nutritious foods that most of the general population should be eating simply doesn't provide enough calories. So we have to shift his line of thinking to eating less filling foods so he can eat more of them. So let's just dive right into this. First of all, if you're trying to lose body fat or really improve your body composition and be on a calorie deficit, you want to predominantly focus on more filling foods. These are going to be your whole proteins, so not protein shakes. These are going to be your lean meats, your whole eggs, your Greek yogurts, things like that. Animal protein is going to be best here, bar none, okay? Nothing fills you up like a big steak. A lot of protein, takes up some space in your stomach, and it takes a lot of calories to digest it. Next one, big one, leafy veggies. If I can circle this guy as being numero uno, leafy veggies is going to take the cake, because you look at like a bag of salad, it takes up this much space, think about that, in your stomach, and it's not a ton of calories. So really punching up the leafy veggie intake is critical for people on a calorie deficit. Oats, like just raw oats, cooked of course. You can eat them dry if you want, I've done that before. But just regular oats, not the little packets with sugar and maple syrup in them. Regular oats. Steel cut oats are even better. They fill you up a lot, they take up a lot of space in your stomach, there's a lot of fiber. Boiled potatoes. Keyword there being boiled. No, not French fried potatoes. Not mashed potatoes. Those two methods of preparation of a potato make them hyper palatable, make it easier to eat a lot. It's hard to eat a lot of boiled potatoes, so that's a great carbohydrate source for someone that wants carbs for fuel to fuel their training sessions, but not leave them hungry for more or reaching for more. It takes up a lot of space. It's very hard to overeat boiled potatoes. Things like apples and berries, so your whole fruits. Apples, not only do they contain fiber, but they also contain a compound called ursolic acid, which makes you feel more full, okay? Whole seeds and nuts, so rather than peanut butter or almond butter, it's better to eat the whole nuts. Walnuts are very filling. Now these are, you gotta be a little cautious with, because you can go overboard on nuts, but for a fat source, they're pretty good at taking up more space than a lot of other types of fats. Whole eggs is another good option. So, and then I should also mention, actually I didn't write it down there, but cruciferous vegetables, so broccoli and cauliflower, things like that take up a ton of space in the stomach, not a lot of calories, ideal on a diet. The flip side though, you're super active and you want to gain weight, or you're having trouble keeping your body mass up, you want to go for less filling foods. So that's when things like protein shakes are more valuable, because you can get the calories in, doesn't take up a ton of space in your stomach. Extra virgin olive oil. This is one of the most underrated foods for the skinny guys that need to put on weight. I don't care how full you are, I don't care how stuffed you feel, you can jam back 9 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil like that and not have any impact on your fullness. 9 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, around 900 calories probably. Let's see, I do the math. Yeah, probably more like over 1,000 calories for that, okay? Roughly, don't fact check me on this. It's over 1,000 calories. But that's an easy way to get 1,000 calories without impacting how full you feel. Dried fruits, dates, figs, raisins, prunes, those are awesome for getting a bunch of nutrients, one, but also calories into a small space. Your fruit juices, your juiced vegetables. Now, we've been hearing all the past couple years about how juice is bad for you, juice is bad for you. And yes, if you're trying to lose body fat, you want to be very, very cautious about juice, because a lot of times it's a lot of sugar in a very small amount that doesn't fill you up. But again, for those super active guys that need more calories, juice is a viable option. Having 8 ounces of apple juice with every meal is a great way to pack in some extra calories without feeling full. Cream of rice cereal. So you've probably heard of cream of wheat. You may have had cream of rice cereal. It's basically white rice that's processed even more to make, and you make it, and it's almost like a creamy, I'm not explaining this very well, but it's a very easy way to get a ton of calories from rice, which is a good fast burning carb, good energy source, good glycogen replenishment option for post-workout, and you can get a ton of calories from that. And then like a greens powder for vegetables. It's a way, again, because vegetables are so important, you don't want to just cut them out but simply because they make you feel full. You still want to get those nutrients, but you can get them in the forms of powders and juices, and a little less of the leafy variety or the cruciferous variety, so that you leave room in your stomach for more calories. So I hope this gives you some ideas about how to manage your food intake and how to think about your food intake. If you're someone who's dieting and you're constantly hungry, look at your food choices. I had a client just last week who's trying to lose body fat, and they explained to me that they were just constantly hungry. When I checked in with them, they were having 3 protein shakes per day. Well, those aren't as filling. So we switched those protein shakes to whole protein meals, and all of a sudden they don't feel as starving anymore. They're not as hungry anymore, because even though the calories are identical, we're now taking up more space in the stomach, so they don't feel those hunger pangs, okay? Start to think about your food intake, start to think about more filling versus less filling, and slotting it in appropriately to you or your client's goals. I'm Coach Ryan Family from the VIPAR Pit. If you like this video, please subscribe below, and I'll catch you next time.